Hey everybody, it's about that time. What do you think? Let's take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today we got us a Three Floyds beer. This was sent to me by Sam and Adam. I'm a big fan of Three Floyds beers. They are dating their stuff now. Before they were not, and they have realized that it's important as beer consumers to have that information, so they have stepped up to the plate. I don't, yep, I've got this one on this one. It says 04/03/2015. So this was put in a bottle on April the 3rd of 2015, and it is a 7.4 percenter. It is a Saison ale. Got a very colorful label on it. Rabbid is the name of this beer, and it's got a big green rabbit. It looks like it's getting ready to take a bite out of somebody's ass here. So, like I said, big fan of their beers. Cannot get them here in Virginia. Rabbid is a creature to be both feared and enjoyed. This Belgian style Saison is brewed in its honor. So, reminds me of the Monty Python Holy Grail, where the rabbit is attacking people. Yeah, very funny. So maybe it's a takeoff on that movie. I'm not sure. Rabbit. So let's see what this will bring. This is a big bottle. So Sam and Adam, thanks for sending this one to me, guys. Cannot get their beers here, and usually they do a pretty top-notch beer. So we'll see what this one brings to the table. Commercial description on this says smooth and elegant, light body, creamy mouthfeel, light spicy from coriander and orange peel give a wonderfully malty, spicy, sweet ale. Big alcohol lurking underneath, a light and frothy exterior. Well, 7.4 to me is not a big alcohol. Barely into the double range, if you will. So, I mean, compare this to a 19%er like Avery does, or some of the other ones. It's 7.4 is not a monster beer to me. I mean, a lot of the double IPAs that I drink are that ABV, and they're not boozy, and they're not monster beers. So all depends on where your palate's at the time. If you're going from Coors Light to this, it's probably going to blow your damn head off. Or Budweiser, or Miller Lite, or any of those macro lager squeals. But if you're a seasoned craft beer drinker, 7.4% is not going to be not that big of a bang for the buck. So, and I don't know what this costs, like I said, because it was sent to me from Sam and Adam, and I don't think Three Floyds beers are super cheap, especially when they come in the bomber size like this. I would think this would probably be between a $7 and a $10 bottle. I'm not sure, so y'all may put that in the comments what this costs up around Indiana, where they're from. Munster, Indiana, that's where Three Floyds is brewed at. And I heard they were doing some expansion, so hopefully they'll get big enough where we can start seeing some of their beers here in Virginia. I sure hope so. Their Zombie Dust and a whole lot of the stuff that they do, Alpha King, and I mean, I've had so many people send me a lot of great beers that Three Floyds does, and I got another subscriber that's getting ready to send me Apocalypse Cow and Robert the Bruce. So they do some good stuff. They really do. And it's like all breweries. Some of them are outstanding, and some of them are kind of hit and miss. And you know, they try different things, and like a lot of the breweries do, just to go out of the box and brew something a little different. And sometimes it's a winner, and sometimes it's not so much. So we'll see where this one ends up. Not had this beer before. So, we've had the commercial description. Let's go over to the food pairings on this one. It says here, cuisine is curried in a Thai. Cheese are earthy Camembert Fontaine. Your nutty cheeses, Asiago, Kobe, Parmesan. Your more pungent cheeses. And the meat for this is poultry, fish, and shellfish. Glassware to pipe Beccanonic tumbler. Tulip oversized wine glass. I've got my favorite glass, the Saison beer glass. And it says here can be sold for long periods under the proper conditions. 7.4%, a couple years. I don't know if I'd want to keep this longer than 5 years. Not on a 7.4%. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. That's the way I feel about it. And not being a hop forward beer or anything, there's no reason why you could not sell this beer for a little while. So, we've got the food pairings done and commercial description done. So let's get the cap off of this damn thing and see what this is about with the Rabid Rabbit. Ooh, big hiss. A lot of smoke. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. This may pour a monster head, so probably ought not pour it too aggressive. Oh yeah, this is very, especially with that big hiss, very carbonated beer. As you can see what we're getting here. Wow. 2 fingers of head on that very easy pour. Very carbonated. Very nice color. Cloudy. I cannot see the bulb through it. I can see light coming through it. But I cannot see the bulb through the fat part of the glass. Good looking beer though. Very nice orangey tangerine color. A lot of bubbles streaming up. Very carbonated beer. I'm glad it didn't come spewing out of the bottle like I've had some of them do. Let's get another one. Oh yeah, definitely got the Belgian influence on this. The Belgian yeast is definitely there. I'm getting bubblegum, banana, grapefruit, coriander, hints of orange peel. Smells wonderful. Nice spiciness to it too. Almost like it's got rye in it, but I don't think it does. A little bit on the peppery side, which rye usually lends to the beer, but I don't think there's any rye brewed with this beer. Let's give it a taste. What do you think? Yeah, it's that time. Let's get it on. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Sam and Adam. Thank you, brothers. Very effervescent on the tongue, almost like champagne. Very bubbly. That farmhouse funk, Saison funkiness is definitely there. Very light, very nice creamy mouthfeel. Very pleasant beer. Very, very pleasant. I will come out and say I don't think it's an outstanding Saison, but a very nice, maybe a transitional Saison. It's got the nice Belgian yeast qualities to it. 7.4%, not boozy at all. Very well made. Nice citruses, nice bubblegumish, grapefruit, pineapple-y taste to me. But the farmhouse Saison yeast funkiness is definitely there. Coriander is there. Nice peppery spiciness to the taste. Kind of light on the tongue, nice and creamy. Very effervescent. Very pleasant. Very nice. Like I said, not the best Saison or farmhouse ale that I've ever had, but a very nice one. Maybe a nice transitional farmhouse ale. If you've never had one, You might want to go with a lower ABV one, a 6 or 7%er, before you step up to a bigger one, maybe an 8, 9, or 10% farmhouse. No, it's nice. I enjoy this. I love these beers as a change-up. I wouldn't want to drink them every day. It's not my style of beer, but it is a nice change-up to do every now and then. And with 3 Floyds on top of that, and it's got the date on the bottle, win-win. Win for them, and a win for us because we know how old the beer is, how long it's been in the bottle. I get really happy when I see that date on the bottle. And it's not no silly-ass Julian code or anything like that, and you're trying to figure out what the month or what the day and what that is, or what if it's got like 265, what month and day that is in the Julian calendar. I mean, month, day, and a year. Oh man, it's always a win-win for me when I see that on the bottle. So, and I like the bottled on date over the best by date. Always, always, always do. That lets me decide when I want to have it and how long it's been in that bottle, instead of them making a decision, well, you should have it within 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months from the time we put it in the bottle. I'll make that decision. You tell me when it's put in the bottle. That's what I like. Yeah. All right, let's let this warm up just a hair. Sip on it just a little bit and pour the other half a glass of this. See what she thinks of it, and come back and do the final chug and grade. Yeah, we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left. This is a decent beer. I mean, kind of disappointed. Usually, the 3 Floyd stuff is off the chain. It's usually A beers. I have had maybe 1 or 2 that were so-so, but it's a decent beer. It's a very decent beer. To me, it's a nice transitional Saison. Not the top of the line, not an A Saison as far as I'm concerned, but it's a nice Saison, but not outstanding. A nice Belgian funkiness there in the yeast that they used on this beer, and a nice coriander orange peel flavor, citrusy, a little bit of bubble gum in there. It's decent. It's decent. Not outstanding, but decent. So let's do the final chug on this one. Definitely get the Belgian influence from the yeast on this. Final chug. Very easy drinking for 7.4%er. Not getting any of the alcohol. Very well made beer. Just not quite an outstanding beer. A nice transitional Saison, if you will. Very nice. Very pleasant. Date on the bottle. Thumbs up to them for doing that. Stepping up to the plate and start dating the bottles. I do think that is a win-win for them and for us as beer consumers to have that information there. And a bottle on date instead of a best by date. Not a big fan of the best by dates because the breweries do a 3, 4, 5, 6 month shelf life on the beers. You never know. I'm not a big fan of buying a beer that's got a 6 month shelf life. It's an IPA or a double IPA. I'd rather have my beers a little fresher than that. Big fan of the Stone Enjoy buys. They got a 37-day shelf life on those beers. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is. So, like to see the bottle on date rather than the best by date on this one. On anything, guys. On anything. Whether it's a stout, IPA, double IPA, Saison, Kolsch, lager, anything. I just soon have the bottle on date and let me make that decision. That way I know how old the beer is and how long I want to keep it in the cellar or the fridge or wherever. So, for me on this one, guys, I was torn between a 6 and a 7 on this one, whether a B or a B plus. Probably should give it a B, but I'm gonna give it to B plus on this one, guys, because they did put the date on it. I think it's a nice transitional Saison. I really do. So very nice, very citrusy. A lot of Belgian influence with the yeast on this one. The funkiness, the bubble gum, and a little bit of pineapple, and the citrusiness of it. Very, very carbonated. Very nice. Very, soft and effervescent on the tongue. Nice, very nice. So not quite to the A, but it is definitely a B beer, and I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt since it does have a date on it for the B plus. I'm gonna give it to 7. If I was putting a numeric rating on this one, it would probably be an 87 or an 88, somewhere in that area, pretty close to the A, but not quite there. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 85 in the very good range. It is a very good beer. And over to Rate Beer, they say 85 overall, 67 in style. I could just as easily gave it the B, but I'm going to give it the B plus because it has the date it was bottled on the bottle. That's information that I think is pertinent, and these guys at Three Floyds realize that. So I'm going to give them the B plus on this. So I'm going better than both sites have on this beer. I think their numbers are just a tad low. So 87, 88 for me as far as a numeric rating on this one. The Rabbid Saison from Three Floyds. So if you've had this one, let me know what you think of it, guys. So thanks again to Sam and Adam for sending me this one. I definitely thought this was a delightful Saison to try. I think they could probably do just a little bit better if they wanted to, and they probably will. But I think it's a very tasty beer, a nice transitional Saison, if you will. No alcohol taste to me in the beer, very well made. So if you've had this one from them, let me know what you think, guys. As always, come on back tomorrow. We're going to take that walk and see what's in the fridge. Maybe we'll find us another one with a date on the bottle. Got my fingers crossed. See you then.